While e-ink does have very good battery life because of the lower power consumption, I do want to walk you guys through some of the things you can do to maximize your battery life on the Supernote platform. So I'll give you some tips and tricks of what you can do to really get the best battery here. The first two things are to keep the Bluetooth off. I use a Bluetooth keyboard like this one, but I don't use it that often, so I'll just make sure to turn that on when I do use it, but I'll leave it off normally. And then the Wi-Fi, so I will turn this off typically if I know I'm not going to use my Nomad for like a day or two, because that could have some background power draw. The Supernote Cloud I actually don't end up toggling because I feel like that's directly correlated to the Wi-Fi. So if I have the Wi-Fi off, the Supernote Cloud isn't going to really be doing anything. So yeah, just Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, keep those off if you're storing it for long periods of time without using it. The Bluetooth I think you should generally keep off. There's really only a few things you can use Bluetooth on the Supernote platform for. And then the next one is just to make sure that you are always on, so we will need Wi-Fi for this, but just always check that you are on the latest update, so up to date. You want to have the newest Chauvet system because that will ensure that you are getting the best battery life that you can. And then another thing is you should close the folio whenever you're not using it, because then it will go into sleep mode instead of just being in like a standby state when the screen kind of turns off. Also of importance, the pen, so if you leave it like this, or if you're leaving it like near the device when it's on, it is possible that it's still communicating with the device, and that could potentially stop it from either going into sleep, or it could just be using battery because of the Wacom EMR technology that talks to the screen. So that is something that if you are storing it for like a couple days or weeks and you're not going to be using it, I would actually recommend keeping the pen away from the device and leaving it like that, and that should maximize that too. And then going to the menu system here, if we go to the battery here, this no load shutdown, basically what it'll do is after 20 seconds it will go into a lower power state, and then when you go back to the screen, the pen will basically activate it, and then it'll go into the writing mode. So this is good for your battery life. I'd recommend doing that. Auto sleep, I typically find that's more than I'll leave it open for before I'm like actually closing the device, but you can really customize and tweak that here. And then for example, like I have auto power off right now, but I think I'm actually going to set it to like, I think a day, if I'm not using it between a day period, is plenty to have it actually power off, and that will also help. So instead of going to sleep, it'll actually power off. And so I think these are some of the best tips for getting the most out of your current battery if you have an A5X, A6X, or A6X2. And I will also leave a little chart here that talks about the power consumption reduction details that Supernote has provided. But if you want to check out another Supernote video, you can do that right here. Thanks for watching, and hope this was helpful.